Many teachers face the challenge of passive learners in their classrooms, students who quietly absorb information but rarely engage or participate. This lack of active involvement can negatively impact both their learning experience and overall classroom dynamics. Passive learners often feel uncomfortable when pushed into self-paced or active learning environments. So how can educators transform these students into motivated, active participants? In this video, we'll explore practical strategies and activities designed to spark interest, foster critical thinking, and make English lessons both fun and rewarding for every student. Passive learners are typically defined as those who accept what happens in class without active response or resistance. They may listen and take in new knowledge, but they rarely ask questions, share ideas, or participate in discussions. This behavior can stem from a lack of motivation, confidence, or simply not finding the material engaging. Recognizing the root causes of passivity is the first step toward addressing it. Teachers must understand that these students need more than just information. They need inspiration and encouragement to become active learners. Motivation is the driving force behind student engagement. Without it, even the most well-prepared lessons can fall flat. Some students are naturally motivated or competitive, but many require external encouragement. Teachers play a crucial role in cultivating this motivation by making lessons enjoyable, relevant, and rewarding. When students feel their efforts are recognized and valued, they are more likely to participate and take pride in their achievement. Building motivation is an ongoing process that requires creativity and patience. Developing students' critical thinking skills is essential for transforming passive learners into active participants. Critical thinking involves analyzing arguments, making inferences, and evaluating evidence. It's not just about cognitive skills, but also about fostering a mindset open to new perspectives and ideas. Teachers should provide explicit instruction in critical thinking, encourage students to transfer these skills to new contexts, and use collaborative learning methods. This approach places students at the center of the learning process, making lessons more engaging and meaningful. Good teacher does more than deliver content. They inspire, support, and guide students. Effective teachers respect their students, come prepared, and treat everyone fairly. They are creative, presenting ideas in multiple ways to reach all learners. Being available, enthusiastic, and passionate about teaching helps build a positive classroom environment. Patience is also vital, as not all students learn at the same pace. By embodying these qualities, teachers can make learning both enjoyable and impactful. Teachers often encounter several challenges: difficulty controlling the classroom, struggling to motivate students, and maintaining professionalism. Without effective classroom management, teaching becomes nearly impossible. Motivation can wane if lessons are repetitive or uninspired. Professionalism is crucial. Teachers must be present, use appropriate language, and serve as positive role models. Addressing these challenges head-on is essential for creating a productive learning environment where all students can thrive. Effective classroom management starts from day one. Teachers should establish clear procedures and expectations, and consistently follow through with consequences when rules are broken. Trying to be friends with students can undermine authority and lead to chaos. Instead, teachers should maintain a professional yet approachable demeanor. By setting boundaries and being consistent, teachers create a safe and structured environment where learning can flourish. Motivate students. Teachers must challenge them, provide timely feedback, and make lessons interactive. Avoiding repetitive tasks and incorporating creativity keeps students engaged. Smiling, showing excitement, and connecting with students on a personal level can make a significant difference. When students see that their teacher is genuinely interested and invested in their success, they are more likely to reciprocate with effort and enthusiasm. Professionalism encompasses punctuality, appropriate language, and a commitment to students' well-being. Teachers who are frequently absent or use inappropriate language undermine their authority and effectiveness. Being a role model means demonstrating respect, responsibility, and ethical behavior at all times. Professionalism builds trust and sets a standard for students to follow, contributing to a positive and productive classroom culture. Well-planned lesson includes a variety of components: grammar exercises, reading, vocabulary reviews, and activities that change the mood or topic. Starting with a quick warm-up helps set the right tone, while games or amusing items can end the lesson on a positive note. Integrating different types of activities keeps students interested and ensures that lessons are smooth and cohesive. The goal is to create a learning experience that is both structured and flexible, allowing for creativity and spontaneity. Mistakes are a natural part of the learning process. Teachers should encourage students to view errors as opportunities for growth rather than failures. By developing strategies to correct their mistakes, students build resilience and problem-solving skills. It's important for teachers to be sensitive to individual needs and backgrounds, differentiating success based on personal progress rather than comparisons with peers. Building trust and understanding helps students feel safe to take risks and learn from their experiences. Selecting and designing tasks requires understanding both the material and the student's abilities. Activities should allow students to reflect on personal experiences, draw on prior knowledge, and tackle challenges that are both achievable and stimulating. Asking questions like, "Is this topic relatable?" or "Will it spark curiosity?" helps ensure that activities are meaningful. The right task can transform a routine lesson into an engaging and memorable experience. An effective way to engage students is through controversial statements or proverbs. Write a few on the board and have students indicate whether they agree, disagree, or are unsure. They then discuss their opinions in pairs or small groups before sharing with the class. This activity not only encourages critical thinking but also sparks lively discussions and helps students practice expressing their views in English. Visual aids are powerful tools for maintaining student attention. When students can see what they're discussing, whether it's a picture, diagram, or symbolic representation, they are more likely to stay focused and engaged. Combining oral and visual cues makes lessons more interesting and accessible, especially for younger learners or those who struggle with text-heavy materials. Visual focus can transform abstract concepts into concrete, relatable ideas. Information gap activities create authentic communication scenarios where students must ask questions and share information to complete a task. For example, students might need to fill out a form by asking classmates for missing details. This approach adds purpose and challenge to language practice, making it more engaging and meaningful. When students genuinely need information from each other, their interest and motivation naturally increase. Collaborative error correction can be both educational and engaging. Write sentences with deliberate mistakes on the board and ask students to identify and correct them together. This not only reinforces grammar and vocabulary but also encourages teamwork and critical thinking. By involving students in the correction process, teachers help them become more attentive and confident in their language skills. Entertainment is a powerful motivator in the classroom. Activities that are aesthetically pleasing or amusing, such as storytelling, songs, or games, can make lessons memorable and enjoyable. Brainstorming unusual uses for everyday objects or participating in creative challenges sparks imagination and laughter. When students have fun, they are more likely to participate actively and remember what they've learned. The Desert Island Equipment activity, students imagine they are stranded and must find creative uses for a pile of objects. Each student picks an item and suggests how it could help them survive. This activity encourages creative thinking, language practice, and teamwork. It can be turned into a competition with groups sharing their most original ideas. The challenge of justifying their choices keeps students engaged and motivated. Another engaging activity is brainstorming as many uses as possible for a simple object, like a pen. Students work in groups to generate ideas, practicing modal verbs and expanding their vocabulary. This exercise not only stimulates creativity, but also builds confidence as students realize there are many ways to approach a problem. Sharing ideas with the class adds a sense of accomplishment and fun. Problem-solving activities like Desperate Decision place students in challenging scenarios where they must work together to find solutions. Each group discusses possible actions, weighs pros and cons, and presents their decision to the class. This process develops critical thinking, communication, and collaboration skills. Students learn to defend their ideas and consider alternative viewpoints, making the activity both educational and engaging. Keep students motivated, involve them in lessons, give them opportunities to shine, and make learning meaningful. Use clear instructions, allow time for preparation, and talk to students as individuals. Group work encourages participation even from shy students. Remember, the best teachers inspire and empower their students, lighting the way for lifelong learning. By applying these strategies, you can transform passive learners into enthusiastic, engaged participants.